This video, we're going to be detailing the core security concepts, starting with the CIA triad, then following on to vulnerability versus threat versus risk, and then common cyber attacks to finish off. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the CIA triad, which is built up of confidentiality, accessibility, and integrity, which all are intertwined. To start with confidentiality, pretty much it's authorized access only. It ensures that sensitive data is only accessible to authorized individuals and processes while blocking unauthorized eyes. Encryption, scrambling data into an unreadable format using a key, making it useless to attackers if intercepted. Similar to Diffie-Hellman, which I made a theory video on previously. MFA, multi-factor authentication, requiring two or more distinct proofs of identity, e.g. password and SMS token, and ACLs, access control lists, internal system rules that explicitly define which users or groups are allowed to view specific files and folders. Integrity, data accuracy and trustworthiness. Definition, safeguarding data from unauthorized modification, tampering or deletion to ensure it remains reliable and correct. Hashing, generating a unique digital fingerprint of a file. Even a microscopic change in the data completely changes the hash, exposing tampering. Digital signatures, cryptographic proof that verifies the identity of the sender and guarantees the message was not altered in transit. Backups, keeping clean, untouched copies of data to restore from if the live data becomes corrupted or modified by ransomware. Availability, systems up when needed, ensuring that authorized users have continuous reliable access to data, networks, and systems whenever they require them. Redundancy, setting up duplicate infrastructure, example secondary servers or backup power supplies so that systems keep running if the primary component fails. RAID, combining multiple physical hard drives into a single logical unit to protect data and maintain uptime if one drive dies. Distributed denial of service mitigation, using traffic filtering and content delivery networks to absorb and block massive flood attacks meant to crash websites. Regular maintenance, performing scheduled software updates, hardware health checks, and performance tuning to prevent unexpected system downtime. Now moving on to vulnerability versus threat versus risk. So vulnerability is the weakness, a flaw, gap, or weakness in your security defenses, systems, or procedures that can be exploited. For example, technical, unpatched software bug; physical, unlocked server, lack of security cameras; human, employees who haven't been trained to recognize phishing emails. The top 10 most common cybersecurity vulnerabilities: unsecure APIs, outdated software, firewall weaknesses, poor backup protocols, zero-day vulnerabilities, weak passwords, misconfigurations, lack of awareness, poor encryption, insider attack. Threat, the danger, any potential event or actor with the capability and intent to exploit a vulnerability and cause harm. For example, malicious actors, cybercriminals, state-sponsored hackers, or disgruntled insider employees. Technical threats, malware variants, automated botnets, and credential stuffing tools. Environment/natural, hurricanes, flood, fires, or power grid failures. Types of hackers: white hats, which are your pen testers; black hats, hackers trying to take down a business, make money, etc. Grey hats, sort of in between, sort of anti-hero type hackers who sometimes just hack for different motivations such as fun, political agendas, etc. Risk, the potential damage. So the mathematical probability combined with the business impact of a threat successfully exploiting a vulnerability. For example, financial loss, reputational damage, operational disruption. Finally, let's move on to common cyber attacks to round off. We have phishing, the most common; social engineering, deceiving individuals into handing over sensitive information, typically via fraudulent communications that mimic trusted entities. Mechanisms include sending spoofed emails, texts, or voice calls, using high-pressure tactics to force panic, direct victims to lookalike login pages to harvest credentials or session tokens. Key defenses include security awareness training, MFA, email authentication protocols, ransomware, Extortion malware, a sophisticated category of malicious software designed to lock users out of their data or systems until a ransom is paid. Mechanism gains entry via phishing links, unpatched vulnerabilities, or compromised remote desktop protocol credentials, quietly maps the network, deletes local backups, and exfiltrates sensitive files, deploys strong cryptographic encryption across all accessible drives, and displays a ransom note. Key defense: air-gapped immutable backups, robust endpoint detection, and comprehensive patch management. Malware, an umbrella term for any code or application explicitly written to compromise, damage, or exploit a device, service, or network. Common types: viruses and worms. Self-replicating code designed to spread across files or networks. Spyware and keyloggers, hidden software that tracks user activities, keystrokes, and browsing data. Trojan horses, malicious code disguised as legitimate software to trick users into running it. Key defense, up-to-date antivirus, endpoint detection response software application, whitelisting, and avoiding untrusted software downloads. Either the types: virus, rootkits, adware, spyware, ransomware, Trojan horses. There are more as well. Man in the middle, an attack where a threat actor secretly intercepts, relays, and potentially alters the communication between two entities who believe they are talking directly to one another. Mechanism: set up via rogue Wi-Fi hotspots, evil twins, or ARP address resolution protocol spoofing on local networks. Forces the victim traffic through the attacker's device, strips away any encryption to read password session cookies and financial data in plain text. Key defense: enforcement of HTTPS, using a secure virtual private network (VPN) and disabling automatic connections to open Wi-Fi. SQL injection, an injection attack that targets web applications by inserting malicious database commands into user input fields. Finds a web form like a login or search box that lacks proper input validation, submits raw SQL code into the input field, fools the backend database into bypassing authentication, revealing hidden records, or completely destroying tables. Key defense is using parameterized queries, prepared statements, input sanitization, and web application firewalls. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want me to go deep dive into any of these niche concepts, leave a comment below. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.